Side-scrolling games are starting to look more brutal than ever, especially with the rise of detailed 2.5D graphics and fast-paced combat systems. Let's check out the most intense upcoming 2.5D side-scrolling games. Long Gone takes players through an abandoned suburban neighborhood, where they solve environmental puzzles, search ruined houses, and uncover stories through objects left behind by former residents. The game switches between 2.5D platforming in the streets and fully 3D movement indoors, while players collect items, read notes, and combine objects to progress. A cat companion helps detect dangers, locate secrets, and guide players through zombie-filled areas where encounters work as puzzles instead of combat.
Roguelike action platformer. We just announced this month, so you can wishlist it now on Steam, Epic.
SlashZero is a 3D roguelike action platformer set in a cyberpunk world where players travel across timelines as time hackers and battle enemies using fast melee combat, aerial combos, dashes, and parkour movement. The game includes multi-layered maps, different playable characters, and build customization through authority keys, blessings, and codes that change combat styles and abilities. Players also gather resources for progression while searching shattered timelines for powerful keys connected to the conflict against Hyros and the Null Void.
Expand your authority factor. Collect blessings throughout your run to create powerful, synergistic builds and upgrade your character. At the end of our tutorial run, we'll clash with a mysterious foe. He seems to be an ex-time hacker and dismantles us swiftly. But this probably isn't the last we'll see of him. After each run is completed, you'll find yourself waking in Null Void. This is your hub, a safe space to prepare yourself for the next excursion. This is also where we switch characters. For our next run, let's go with Phenom. When you're ready, use the street lamp to traverse timelines again. We'll start our runs in Sector 7, the territory of the Rust Avenue Wolves. We'll need to beat them down to find clues and figure out how to fix this timeline. Besides areas crawling with enemies, we'll also find secret rooms and events. In this event, a mysterious traveler gives us a temporal fragment. Should be useful later in our run. We can also find chambers of respite to restore HP before the next battle, or item shops to purchase items for both in-run and meta progression. We finally made it to the boss with our build. Time to face off and see if we can take him down. String together smooth combos, dodge its dangerous attacks, and strike at the perfect moment. Looks like we've been defeated again, but we're going back to Null Void, powering ourselves up, and we're going to try to challenge it again. We can spend our rewards from the last run to upgrade our Null Void hideout and our characters. You can completely alter your movement and attack abilities with the chips you collect during your run, creating a unique playstyle. You can also unlock authority codes to make your characters permanently stronger. This was a quick walkthrough of our demo. There's a lot more waiting for you to discover. Don't forget to wishlist us now on Steam, Epic, and PlayStation 5, and follow us on socials, or join our...
It was the strangest thing.
Silver Pines is a survival horror Metroidvania set in a half-abandoned American town where private investigator Red Walker searches for a missing musician named Eddie Velvet. Players fight or avoid monsters, solve puzzles, and manage limited inventory space while searching buildings for ammunition, medicine, upgrades, and clues. The game uses interconnected areas with locked paths that gradually open through new weapons and tools. Enemy encounters include regular creatures and large bosses designed around tense combat and careful resource management. The Ninth Dragon is a narrative-driven action game set inside 1980s Kowloon walled city, where players control Rookie, a police commando sent into a criminal-controlled district filled with gangs and corruption. The game uses tactical beat-em-up combat in narrow streets and cramped rooms, where positioning, stamina control, and environmental attacks play an important role. Players can use melee combat, firearms, explosives, and unlockable abilities while making decisions that change missions, character alignment, and story outcomes across replayable levels. The Irony is a 2.5D action horror game set inside a research facility damaged by illegal human experimentation, where players control a mercenary investigating the site and fighting enhanced test subjects with mechanical limbs. Combat uses a transforming weapon that switches between firearm and baton attacks alongside parries and counterattacks during close-range encounters. Players can remove prosthetic parts from defeated enemies and attach them to their own body for stronger abilities while moving through dark sci-fi environments built with 3D models and pixel-style visuals. Echo Generation 2 is a turn-based sci-fi deck-building RPG where players build a party from 6 playable characters with different abilities, decks, and combat styles. Battles use a stance system that requires matching symbols to break enemy defenses and create openings for stronger attacks and combo chains. Players can customize characters through skill trees, deck choices, and badge upgrades while progressing through chapters told from multiple character perspectives. The game also uses voxel-style visuals and settings that range from noir horror areas to cyberpunk environments. Deer and Boy is a cinematic platforming adventure about a runaway boy and a young fawn traveling together through a silent story told with visuals and music instead of dialogue. Players solve environmental puzzles and move through 3D areas, while the animal companion gradually grows from a weak fawn into a larger deer with new abilities that change gameplay interactions. The game uses a movie-like presentation with simple controls, family-friendly design, and progression built around cooperation between the boy and his evolving companion. Iron Corbo Kung Fu Janitor is a 2D action-adventure set in a ruined, post-civilization environment, where players control a janitor using martial arts to fight hostile robots across abandoned cities, caves, hotels, and schools. The game uses customizable combo systems, counter-based combat, finishers, and more than 50 abilities that support different fighting styles. Players can search non-linear areas, uncover hidden paths, battle large bosses, and make decisions that affect parts of the story while progressing through combat-focused stages filled with enemies and secrets. The Road of Dust and Sorrow is a pixel art survival horror game where players control Catherine as she travels through ruined cities with her daughter Ava after a failed experiment transforms people into violent creatures called dusters. The game uses linear progression with environmental puzzles, locked areas, hidden paths, and survival-focused encounters against monsters inside abandoned streets and buildings. Players search for supplies, avoid dangerous situations, and protect Ava while moving through locations connected to a cult led by a mysterious preacher.
Oh shit.
So, you want to be a hunter, huh? Yeah, let me tell you.
Zero Sievert 2 is a top-down PvE extraction shooter set in the Zakov exclusion zone, where players enter dangerous maps alone or in online co-op groups of up to 4 players to gather loot and escape alive. The game uses procedurally generated maps with changing weather, anomalies, mutants, bandits, and faction conflicts that can alter each hunt. Players manage weapons, ammunition, relics, and skill progression, while upgrading a personal base, completing quests, and searching the zone for answers connected to rival factions and mysterious anomaly powers.
Wake up, Keeper. Don't make me bite you.
Graveyard Keeper 2 is a medieval management simulation where players rebuild a town, expand a graveyard, and automate production using machinery and undead workers. The game includes resource gathering, crafting systems, town restoration quests, and business management built around turning local problems into profitable operations. Players can also command zombie armies during battles against undead enemies by building defenses, training troops, crafting weapons and armor, and protecting the kingdom from large-scale attacks while maintaining graveyard and production systems behind the scenes. Mad King Redemption is a 2.5D beat-em-up with roguelite progression, where players fight through groups of corrupted enemies while trying to stop a king-driven insane by forbidden magic. The game includes 4 playable characters with different combat styles, upgrade systems, unlockable skills, and randomized elements that change each run. Combat uses arcade-style brawling mixed with 3D mechanics, character progression, and enemy-filled stages where players improve heroes over time through repeated runs and increasingly difficult encounters.
Arm yourself as best you can. Master every blade and forbidden art. Explore my realm. Face its dangers. Uncover its secrets. My champions are waiting for you. Lose yourself to find your path. Seek redemption.
We're behind schedule. Alright, we need to reach people and kindly talk about our campaign. Share our...
Anomaly President is a roguelike action game where players run a political campaign during the day and fight criminal gangs at night while trying to overthrow a corrupt president. The game combines combat, base building, team management, and character progression through anomaly powers collected from defeated bosses. Players recruit team members for campaign work, equipment upgrades, and combat support while customizing a mobile campaign bus that works as a moving base. Different powers and upgrades allow combat styles built around melee weapons, parries, or anomaly-based attacks.
The forest roar, the shadows whisper tales of death.
Bogdans Cross is an action-adventure set during the Crusades where players follow Bogdan, a shepherd who becomes a Templar knight while traveling across medieval towns, castles, and battlefields. The game includes close-quarters combat with medieval weapons and armor, alongside encounters against human enemies and strange creatures hidden in darker areas. Players can search open environments for collectibles, solve environmental puzzles, uncover historical details connected to the Templar Order, and discover hidden locations containing relics, lore items, and upgrades tied to progression and story events.
But walk the fight to bear his light.
They will question if you are worthy, but that is irrelevant. No one is. We are not chosen because we deserve it. We are chosen because purpose demands it.
Spark Ignites is a 2.5D pixel fantasy RPG where players follow Ash and Clover during a pilgrimage connected to the Star God's Blessing, a power that grants one wish every century. The game uses turn-based tactical combat built around class synergy, action order, and character traits that affect battle strategy. Players make story decisions that change companion relationships, character outcomes, and endings, while progressing through medieval towns, castles, quests, and battles against enemies tied to the kingdom's growing crisis. Greenfield is a story-driven puzzle platformer set on a forgotten island facility where players move through surreal environments connected to a fractured subconscious and a hidden mystery. The game includes platforming, environmental puzzles, and large battles against mechanical creatures while players travel across different biomes linked to combustion, hydro, wind, photonic, and magnetic energy. Progression is tied to strange technology that grants new abilities used for traversal and puzzle solving as players uncover symbolic memories that also work as physical obstacles throughout the island. Black Raven is a 2.5D action-adventure set in a fictional 14th century Eastern European region inspired by Slavic folklore where players control Ivan, a farmer seeking revenge after a violent raid destroys his family. The game uses sword-based combat against human enemies and folklore creatures across forests, villages, battlegrounds, and castles affected by disease and conflict. Players travel through pixel art environments while uncovering secrets tied to local myths, historical influences, and the people responsible for the attack that changed Ivan's life. EthrA is an open-world RPG adventure where players control Bob and Vale as they travel across a land powered by mysterious crystals linked to an ancient civilization. The game includes melee combat, magic support abilities, ranged weapons, stealth options, and character builds built around different fighting styles. Players explore ruins, monolith-filled regions, and dangerous locations affected by EthrA energy while uncovering forgotten history connected to dragons, crystallized environments, and a hidden truth buried for centuries across the world of EthrA. Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days is a side-scrolling survival game set in 1980s Texas where players guide a group of survivors through a zombie outbreak consuming Walton City. The game combines shelter management, scavenging, crafting, stealth, and combat while players move between temporary refuges under constant zombie pressure. Survivors must manage hunger, exhaustion, injuries, trauma, and morale while searching dangerous areas for supplies and weapons. Players also make difficult decisions involving recruitment, survival, and resource use, as each playthrough changes through dynamic events and encounters.
You? What were your names again?
Out of Words is a cooperative platform adventure where two players control Kurt and Carla as they travel through the world of Vocabulantis after losing their voices. The game uses teamwork-based platforming, physics puzzles, timing challenges, and environmental interactions that require coordination between both players in local or online co-op. Players move through locations such as catacombs and clay-built cities, while the story examines communication and relationships through the shared goal of restoring the character's ability to speak. The visuals use handcrafted stop-motion animation and physical puppetry techniques.
Masz. Wstrętna, wijąca się i oślizgła masz. Gdzie ja jestem do...
Holstin is a psychological survival horror set in a small Polish town during 1992 where players search for a missing friend while investigating a strange corruption spreading through the area. The game combines exploration, dialogue systems, puzzle solving, scavenging, and combat against hostile creatures using limited supplies and weapons. Players interact with unstable townspeople to gather information and solve certain problems while moving through deteriorating streets and buildings, shown through hand-drawn pixel art, dynamic lighting, and camera rotation that allows exploration from multiple angles.
Kreska, czy zrobię jazdę próbną? Tam jest fajna trasa.
Proszę tego nie robić.
Już k***a mać, daj kobiecie trochę prywatności.
Cholera jasna, proszę pani!
To explain, the challenge of the champion! We have a series of...
Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls is a 2.5D tag team fighting game where players build teams of 4 Marvel characters and battle using assist systems, active character switching, and shared team health mechanics. Matches begin with limited team access before additional fighters unlock through combat actions such as wall breaks and damage progression. The game includes light, medium, heavy, and unique attacks alongside EX moves, ultimate skills, online cross-platform multiplayer, arcade mode, and story content, while stages transition between multiple Marvel-themed areas during battles.
For justice!
Little flag man, send Hulk away!
Calm down, Hulk!
Why you no leave Hulk alone? Smash together! Hulk brain shields!
You get him, big guy!
Heal from this, run!
Prepare yourself! Defend the strikes! Wakanda forever! Wakanda must stand alongside the outer world against this champion. I'm sorry, sister.
As am I, Shuri. Let's fight with everything.
You got this, Shuri!
You weren't ready for this!
Take it! Up you go!
Come on, big guy. Get to it!
Hulk stronger than anyone! Hulk smash!
We fight together, we win together!
Now you will see true strength.
Avengers, assemble! Now the gloves come off! Champion Buster online, Friday. Let's show him something special.
Now strike!
EthrA!
The Eternal Life of Goldman is a hand-drawn platform adventure set across a large island chain inspired by myths, legends, and fairy tales, where players search for a mysterious deity hidden within the archipelago. The game combines precision, platforming, exploration, creature encounters, and ability upgrades tied to a customizable cane used for traversal and combat. Players move through fully hand-animated environments filled with secrets, unusual characters, and hidden paths while unlocking new abilities that open additional areas and reveal more about the islands and their history. Witchbrook is a witch life simulation game set in the seaside city of Mossport, where players attend Witchbrook College while managing daily life, friendships, studies, and magical activities. The game includes attending classes, brewing potions, completing assignments, taking exams, running small businesses, decorating cottages, gardening, and participating in seasonal events across the city. Players can build relationships with townspeople and classmates, customize characters and homes, and explore activities such as broom racing, photography, shopping, and arcade games in single-player or online co-op with up to 4 players. Mexican Ninja is a 2.5D roguelike beat-em-up set in Nuevo Tokyo, where players battle the Narcuzas, a criminal faction created from narco and yakuza groups. The game uses combo-based combat, timed attacks, movement positioning, and build customization through unlockable ninja skills, spirit powers, and a skill tree called the Way of the Donkey. Players fight through enemy-filled streets across repeated runs that unlock new abilities, outfits, and combat styles, while mixing arcade-style brawling with roguelike progression systems and character customization mechanics.
Welcome to the end, hero. When would you like to begin?
Threads of Time is a turn-based RPG where players travel across different eras ranging from prehistoric ages to distant futures while investigating a threat affecting the timeline. The game includes strategic battles built around team combos, time-based abilities, and coordinated attacks between party members recruited from different historical periods. Players assemble heroes connected to the Order of the Time Knights and move through multiple worlds presented with 2D pixel characters and modern 3D environments, while uncovering secrets tied to civilizations, alternate realms, and timeline corruption. The Last Night is a cinematic platform adventure set in a post-cyberpunk future where players control Charlie, a man struggling inside a society dominated by automation and artificial intelligence. The game combines platforming, contextual stealth, dialogue interactions, and exploration across multiple city districts connected through futuristic transportation systems. Players move through densely populated environments filled with drones, police, and interactive characters, while conversations, decisions, and actions influence later interactions. The game also uses hand-animated pixel art combined with 3D environments, dynamic lighting, and cinematic camera work.
Probably isn't possible for one person to save everyone. Maybe along the way.
The Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tales is an action RPG where players control Elliot and his fairy companion Faye while traveling across 4 historical ages to complete a 1,000-year mission. The game uses real-time combat with 7 weapon types, fairy magic abilities, puzzle solving, and customizable weapon systems built around equipping different magicite combinations. Players move through multiple time periods connected by the Doorway of Time while fighting beast tribes, uncovering historical mysteries, and lifting a curse affecting Princess Horia across a world presented with HD 2D visuals.
You're going into battle ready to put your life on the line, aren't you? To save us all.
Will this truly transport me through time?
Are you truly willing to submit to Beastmen to make your lives easier?
Could it be that the vast magical energy was too much for them to handle?
This village is a shadow of what it once was.
Now, follow me!
Be not a prisoner of power, for those who desire it are crushed by its hand.
No matter how many times you fall, I'll be here to help you get up again!
We decided to claim a better future. I'm not going to let everyone down!
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A sea, deep within.
Vapor World Over the Mind is a narrative-driven, Souls-like platformer where players control a boy trapped inside a dark dream world connected to lost memories and human trauma. The game uses deflection-focused combat, stealth mechanics, parries, and combo abilities called projections that are learned from enemies and items found during exploration. Players fight difficult bosses known as seeds, search hand-drawn environments for hidden paths and objects, and use movement mechanics such as climbing, wall hanging, and obstacle breaking while uncovering secrets tied to the mysterious Vapor World project.
What is it you chase?
This place.
Welcome, the last awakened one.
Come and go. Yet mortals never learn.
ReVamp is a castle defense roguelite where players control Dracula while defending a fortress from repeated invasions by human armies. The game combines base building, strategy, and direct combat by allowing players to reshape castle layouts, place defensive rooms, create choke points, and command monsters such as skeletons, rats, and harpies during large sieges. Players can also fight personally as Dracula, using special abilities while upgrading chambers, unlocking stronger units, and improving defenses between runs through progression systems tied to resources collected from defeated enemies.
For all eternity. For my master. For her.
Provoron is a psychological horror adventure where players control a white crow named Anku who begins seeing red demon-like creatures inside the minds of other crows. The game combines story-driven exploration, puzzle solving, and choice-based progression while players investigate whether the growing plague is real or connected to Anku's own mind. Players move through surreal environments, uncover hidden secrets, and make difficult decisions, influenced by conversations and uncertainty. The story examines loneliness, perception, imagination, and the struggle between personal belief and the reality surrounding the world. Castle Come is a survival action where players build and control walking fortress machines while traveling through dangerous lands filled with bandits and enemy mechs. The game combines fortress, construction, crew management, scavenging, and tactical combat through customizable weapons, towers, and mechanical upgrades collected from defeated enemies. Battles shift into a 2.5D combat view that uses dodging, positioning, ramming, and time-slowing mechanics during fights. Players also recruit crew members, search for resources, and progress through giant gates that require increasingly larger fortress machines to access new areas.